right, 49ers faithful. Today we need to talk about a topic that has haunted this team for years, one that seems to overshadow even the brightest moments in San Francisco. Since Kyle Shanahan took over as head coach back in 2017, the 49ers have been a team defined not just by their talent, but by the sheer number of injuries that have plagued the roster year after year. It is almost hard to believe when you see the numbers stacked up over the seasons. From the moment Shanahan stepped in, transforming the offense and leading the team to multiple playoff appearances and Super Bowl runs, there's always been this lingering question. Why does this keep happening? Every season, fans brace themselves for news of a key player going down, and it has become almost an expected part of watching the Niners. The statistics are staggering. In Shanahan's first year, 2017, the 49ers were already climbing the injury charts, ranking as the 10th most injured team in the league. By 2018, that number jumped even higher, placing the team as the 4th most injured in the NFL. And then came 2019, the season when the Niners made it all the way to the Super Bowl. Yet even in that historic run, they were the 6th most injured team in the league. It seems almost paradoxical, achieving such heights while facing constant setbacks on the injury front. Then came 2020, a season many remember as a nightmare for the organization, as the 49ers claimed the dubious title of the most injured team in the NFL. The following years continued to show a roller coaster of challenges. In 2021, the team ranked 3rd in injuries, yet still managed to reach the NFC Championship, proving resilience amidst adversity. 2022 followed a similar story. The 9th most injured team, still reaching the NFC Championship, and showing the world that this roster could overcome even severe setbacks. 2023, a rare bright spot, saw the 49ers ranking 29th in injuries, one of the healthiest teams in the league, and they made it to the Super Bowl, a journey that many felt should have ended in a championship. Yet the following year, 2024, the team found itself again at the top of the injury charts, leading the league in games lost. And here we are in 2025, watching the pattern repeat itself with a roster already enduring significant losses by Week 9. It is a story of both frustration and fascination, because while injuries have been a constant shadow, the Niners' ability to fight through them and remain competitive is remarkable. The workload, the high-speed cuts in Shanahan's offense, the sheer physicality demanded of these players, it all contributes to what seems like an inevitable toll on their bodies. The team has leaned on young talent, integrating new draftees into critical positions. But this brings a delicate balance, as these players gain experience under high-pressure circumstances while being exposed to the physical strain of professional football. The losses of key figures like Nick Bosa, who suffered a torn ACL early in the season against the Arizona Cardinals, or Fred Warner, sidelined with a fractured ankle against the Buccaneers, are just the tip of the iceberg. Brock Purdy faced his own challenges with turf toe, returning briefly before disappearing again. And George Kittle, hampered by a hamstring injury in Week 1, only recently made a return. These setbacks are not minor bumps and bruises. They are career-altering injuries that affect the team's chemistry, strategy, and momentum. Year after year, the Niners have endured soft tissue injuries, ligament tears, and other debilitating conditions, with knee, ankle, hamstring, shoulder, and calf injuries topping the list. It seems almost unique in professional sports, the way San Francisco continues to face such a high injury rate compared to other NFL teams or even teams across other sports leagues. Fans and analysts alike are left asking the same question: why? There are numerous factors at play, and each contributes in its own way to this ongoing saga. Some point to the strength and conditioning routines, dynamic warm-ups versus static stretching, and the demands placed on the athletes during practice, pre-game, and post-game sessions. Others highlight Shanahan's offensive scheme, which, while dynamic and explosive, puts extraordinary stress on players' bodies with zone-heavy plays, high-speed cuts, and a physical, downhill style of football that leaves players exposed to wear and tear over the long season. Modern preparation techniques also play a role. With GPS-tracked drills and high-speed exercise loads, players are expected to perform at peak intensity while navigating the nuances of recovery, rehabilitation, and in-season management. The NFL's rules regarding practice limits, combined with shorter preseason schedules, mean players are often not fully acclimated to the full demands of the regular season, which can exacerbate susceptibility to injury. Beyond the physical factors, some theories extend into unexpected territory. Discussions among players and staff have speculated on environmental factors near the practice facility, even considering the potential impact of electromagnetic field from nearby substations as a contributor to these ongoing health challenges. Whether one believes in these more unconventional explanations or not, it reflects the desperation and curiosity around understanding why this pattern has persisted for so long. Yet, despite all these challenges, the resilience of the team is undeniable. The Niners continue to compete at the highest level, adapting and pushing forward season after season. It is a testament to the culture that Shanahan has fostered, the leadership within the locker room, and the depth of talent that allows San Francisco to remain relevant in the league despite the constant backdrop of injuries. The narrative of the Niners is not just about triumphs and failures on the scoreboard, but about navigating adversity in a league that tests both physical and mental endurance. Fans have come to expect surprises, both good and bad, and the emotional roller coaster of following this team is unlike any other. With every game, every practice, and every report of a player going down, the story unfolds in real time, a living example of how preparation, strategy, luck, and sheer determination intersect in professional football. And while the injury numbers are staggering, they also tell a story of perseverance, of a roster refusing to be defined solely by setbacks. Each return from injury, each breakthrough from a young player stepping into a critical role, contributes to a narrative that is as compelling off the field as it is on it. The 49ers' identity is shaped not just by victories and championships, but by the way the team continually rises in the face of adversity, a testament to both coaching acumen and player resilience. As we move through the season, it becomes increasingly clear that understanding this team requires looking at more than just the stats. It is about patterns, preparation, and the human element that underlies every play. Every injury, every adjustment, and every comeback is part of a larger story that defines what it means to be a San Francisco 49er. Continuing with the story of the San Francisco 49ers, it becomes impossible to ignore how injuries have shaped not only individual seasons, but the overall identity of this team. Every year, as training camp begins and preseason games unfold, fans and analysts alike watch with a mix of hope and apprehension, knowing that talent alone cannot carry a team through the relentless physical demands of the NFL. The 49ers have a reputation for toughness, for being a team that plays physical, downhill football, but that very style, combined with a grueling schedule and high-speed offensive schemes, exposes players to a higher risk of injury. It is a pattern that has haunted them since Kyle Shanahan's arrival, a trend that seems to defy conventional logic because, year after year, other teams play just as hard, just as fast, yet rarely see the same frequency of career-altering injuries. When examining the Niners roster, the depth of the problem becomes clear. Key players are sidelined at pivotal moments, forcing backups into critical roles before they have fully acclimated to the speed and intensity of the game. This ripple effect changes not only the dynamics on the field, but also the strategy employed by Shanahan and his coaching staff. It is a constant balancing act, adjusting game plans to compensate for absences while trying to maintain the physical, dominant style that has become synonymous with the team. The injuries have not been minor, fleeting setbacks. They have included torn ligaments, fractured bones, and serious soft tissue injuries that take players out for the season or require lengthy rehabilitation. Nick Bosa's torn ACL early in the season, Fred Warner's fractured ankle, Brock Purdy's turf toe, and George Kittle's hamstring struggles are just a few examples of how the team's key contributors are often fighting battles away from the public eye. Each of these injuries affects not just the individual player, but the entire team's rhythm and cohesion, forcing Shanahan to constantly adapt and find new ways to optimize performance under less-than-ideal conditions. And yet, the team continues to perform, a testament to the resilience embedded within the organization. Even with a depleted roster, the Niners demonstrate a remarkable ability to compete at a high level, which speaks volumes about the culture Shanahan has instilled, as well as the character of the players themselves. The constant cycle of injuries also forces innovation in recovery and conditioning. The team invests heavily in state-of-the-art rehabilitation, nutrition, and medical staff, attempting to mitigate the physical toll of such a demanding sport. Technology plays a critical role, from GPS-tracked drills to advanced monitoring systems that assess players' readiness and workload, aiming to prevent further injury while maximizing performance. Despite all these measures, the sheer number of injuries each season continues to puzzle even the most seasoned analysts. There is no single answer. Some point to the intensity of Shanahan's offensive system, which relies on rapid cuts, high-speed accelerations, and a physical, downhill approach that can place enormous strain on players' bodies. Others consider environmental factors, including the layout of the practice facilities and even theories about electromagnetic fields, which may, in some people's view, influence the physical well-being of athletes. While these explanations range from practical to speculative, they highlight the lengths to which the football world seeks to understand why San Francisco faces such persistent misfortune in this regard. Beyond the physical and technical aspects, the psychological component cannot be overlooked. Players are aware of the team's history with injuries, and that awareness may influence how they approach both practice and gameplay. The mental strain of seeing teammates sidelined, coupled with the personal pressure to perform and avoid injury, adds another layer of complexity to an already challenging environment. In modern football, these factors intertwine, producing a situation where preparation, luck, physicality, and strategy intersect in unpredictable ways. Fans witnessing this pattern cannot help but feel a mixture of empathy, frustration, and admiration. Empathy for the players who endure these setbacks, frustration over missed opportunities and derailed seasons, and admiration for the ability of this team to remain competitive despite adversity. The 49ers' story becomes not only about what happens on the field, but also about the resilience required to survive and thrive in a league where injuries are part of the game. Yet the frequency and severity faced by San Francisco remain exceptional. Every game, every drive, and every adjustment is a testament to the dedication of both players and coaches. It also offers insight into the broader nature of professional football, where talent and strategy are constantly tested against the unpredictable variables of physical health, environmental conditions, and sheer luck. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The San Francisco 49ers shook the NFL rumor mill today with a move that has fans buzzing and rivals nervously checking their schedules. Chris Jones, one of the most feared defensive forces in recent memory, has reportedly been announced by the 49ers. And if the whispers are true, the team's middle pressure could reach levels not seen in decades. Sources close to the organization hint that the signing was far from a simple transaction. Inside corridors at Levi's Stadium, coaches and front office staff are said to be already envisioning a defensive front that will leave quarterbacks gasping. Jones, renowned for his explosive first step and uncanny ability to collapse pockets, could become the centerpiece of a unit that is rapidly shaping into a nightmare for opposing offenses. This changes everything, an anonymous source within the 49ers reportedly said. If he's truly coming in, we're talking about redefining what a defensive line can do in the NFC. Of course, the news comes with its fair share of intrigue. There's chatter that Jones was weighing several offers, with some teams promising star roles in high-profile defenses. The fact that San Francisco landed him has fueled speculation about behind-the-scenes maneuvers, secret meetings, midnight calls, and maybe even a bit of friendly persuasion that left other franchises stunned. Fans online are already imagining what this could mean for the upcoming season. Could this be the year the 49ers' interior pass rush becomes nearly unstoppable? Could every pocket in the league tremble when facing San Francisco? The excitement is palpable, and ticket sales might just spike as supporters dream of a defensive juggernaut unlike any other. Of course, until the ink is officially dry and Jones steps onto the practice field in red and gold, it remains a tantalizing rumor, a tantalizing burble in the NFL grapevine. But if even half of this turns out to be true, the 49ers are about to become the team everyone will circle on their schedules, and quarterbacks everywhere might want to start rehearsing their excuses. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.